Hello guys, my name is Breezy, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about stigma and balance and positivity and negativity. I feel like society has gotten to a point now where we're sending a message out to people like me who struggle with severe mental and emotional health issues, that we are toxic and negative and need to go away and be quiet, keep things to ourselves, that we are harm, that we're a threat, that we're a danger, and I really feel that we have started to throw off the balance, because though this movement with the new age and the ascension process, energy and the universe, it's beautiful, I'm on board, let's do it, woo! But there's a little bit of something that I just don't agree with. I think that when we start to send out a message that people need to be completely light and love and happiness and positivity every moment, that we're starting to send out a message that it's not okay to be human. That anything that we deal with on a regular basis, that it's just a natural part of our emotions and our struggles, our health issues, our trauma, our grief, our sorrows. What is valid and just part of the human experience is now being looked at as toxic and negative and not okay, that it's intolerable, it needs to be changed and turned around. And I think it's great that we need to continue to work on those parts of ourselves and be as positive as we can. Everybody knows I'm pretty out now fully about the extent of my life and my story and my mental health and emotional health issues. Everybody knows that I can go to a very dark place. But that doesn't make me a toxic, negative person who's a bad influence and should be shunned. And when we treat people like this, because self-care becomes so self-focused that it actually crosses into a self-centered selfishness that harms other people. When you cut people out to that degree and your apathy becomes a stonewall, you're contributing to the problem. When people like me feel like there's nowhere to turn without receiving the same reaction, when people like me are sent that message that we're a burden, that we're toxic, that we start to feel, at least I do, I feel often that I'm a failure. My feelings of self-hate and shame, depression, anxiety, etc., actually increase because I feel more and more like I'm just not good enough. How come no matter how hard I try, I just can't get my shit together and be okay? And for some of us, that just will never happen. You go up and down, you do the best you can, you continue to work, you have times where you fall apart, but if we can't sit with somebody in their worst times and offer them love and be able to tolerate that with them, and help them through it, then I just feel that we're turning from a path of healing and positivity and light and love. Because I feel that when we can sit with somebody in their darkest moments, we are actually increasing our own frequency and vibrating on a higher frequency of love. Once you get each other through that, you form a greater connection instead of creating a greater divide where you outcast them or ignore them, or make them believe that, they're full of yuck or whatever. I've had somebody tell me that. And you're together forming a healing bond. You then played the role of the healer, and the other person comes out with healing. That increases love. That increases connection. That raises us to a higher frequency. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love each other through it. We're supposed to be there for one another. And once again, there's that balance. Do what you need to do to protect yourself. There are certain things that you need to step away, take a break, make sure you do what you need to do for you. Go live your dreams. But don't become so self-centered on that need to make sure that you stay okay all the time, that you accidentally start to close yourself off and your heart without even realizing it. And you start to push out people, you know, we need to start changing the stigma and realizing that there is a balance to positivity and negativity, and that people like me are not bad or toxic or a threat. We're living with things every day and doing the best we can with them. And that if somebody hurts you, if you have an emotion and a reaction to what you're going through, your grief is okay. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to go through these processes and these emotions. Your feelings are valid, and you are not a bad person or a burden. And we need to really get more people to be able to see that, because I just, it's been one of the most painful things I've had to experience my whole life, is how that is a continuous cycle and a repetitive message and theme in my life from others, and just from the world in general. So, yeah, love each other through it.